Bomberous clot, pussy clot. So today is day 52 of me trading Forex professionally, 100% full time. I left my job to trade Forex. Today we had one win and one loss, and we're going to get into the trade breakdown, why I take the trade. Yeah. So as you can see, we up 3.28% on the 50k account. We have to reach 8% for us to pass the account. Let's go to the trading overview so you can see the two trades I take. I took a trade on Euro USD that won, and then I took a trade on GBP AUD that lost. Right, my loss supposed to be more than what it is, but we'll get into what happened today. Right, so we take a trade on GBP AUD and it lost, and then we take a trade, as you can see, on Euro USD and it won. Right, the only reason they have two separate positions is because I had to put a take profit 1 and a take profit 2. Now, let's get into the first trade I took. That trade was on GBP AUD. Before I even take a trade, I go on the higher time frame, which is the 4 hour. Well, the higher time frame I just used, which is the 4 hour. When I went in the 4 hour, we was using, no, fuck. Was it GBP AUD? Just now? Yeah, GBP AUD. So the 4 hour was in a downtrend. It was below that 4 hour low. You're not going to see it right now because price going up. But the 4 hour was in a downtrend. The 2 hour was in a downtrend, right? That's a 2 hour candle when I take the trade. And the 1 hour was also in a downtrend. So all the higher time frames was in a downtrend. So I was looking for downtrend trades, right? The day start at 9:30. Well, my trading day starts at 9:30. And from 9:30 we didn't see any trade opportunities until then. All right, let me explain why that's a trade opportunity. Okay, so first of all, we see a low right there, a bearish candle and a bullish candle. Bearish candle, bullish candle, lowest point between the two, that's a low. We see price break that low with a candle, with that candle, and then it creates a low right down there. So that's a trend leg, right? The trend leg is basically the candle that breaks structure with a low and a high. So we use the Fibonacci tool to draw from the low to the high. We draw from the low to the high, and then we enter our trades on the 0.382 line. So we would be shorting that because the whole market, or the higher time frame analysis is pricing a downtrend. So we trading with the trend, not against the trend. We go for a 1-to-1 on our first TP, which was right about there. 1-to-1 our first TP, and then our last TP is 1-to-2. But as we can see, price hit us in at the 0.382 level, then it went up and stopped us out. That trade I was supposed to risk $500, but I end up risking, how much I end up risking? I end up risking, before commission, I end up risking 120 and 120, that's $240. So I end up risking half of what I supposed to risk. So usually I just risk 1% per trade, but I kind of yeah, that's something I have to retrospect on. I kind of entered the trade too quick. Not entered, but I placed the sell limit for it too quick, and I didn't realize that I didn't risk the proper amount of money on it. So yeah, I risked less than what I was supposed to risk, and then the trade lose. So right now I was supposed to be down like $500 on that trade, but right now I down like $240 plus commission. So that's the commission on the trade, because Funded Next charging $7 per lot on a trade. So that's how the first trade went. And then for the second trade, don't tell me it's really not fucking coming there, I said. Fuck. Bombo Rasclat. Alright. So, yeah, let's get back to it before I was rudely interrupted by the weather, by the natural occurrence of living on Earth. You check it. So, on Euro USD, same thing. 4 hours was in a downtrend. You could actually see it right now because price still in a downtrend. 2 hours in a downtrend. Why? Because it break below that low. The 4 hours in a downtrend. Why? Because it break below that low and that low. And then the 1 hour was also in a downtrend. So I'm looking for downtrend trades also on Euro USD. I start looking at trades at 9:30, right? 9:30, that's what happened. We see price break structure going down, right? Providing a possible trade. That wasn't a possible trade, that's why I didn't take it. Okay, so yeah. So price, that was actually a very good trade, but price never ended up hitting the 0.382 level, so we didn't take that trade. But price went down lower. It went down lower. It breaks structure again. It creates another trade opportunity that we didn't take. And I'll explain why we didn't take that trade. So that was another trade opportunity because price breaks structure and then it created the low. So the trend line have a high and a low. We will be entering at the 0.382 level. But we didn't take that trade because when price created that low, it failed in the FVG, right? We only taking trades with unfilled FVGs. That's how my strategy working. That's how when I backtested it working out. So yeah, that's what we're doing. So we didn't take that trade because it had a failed FVG. However, after that happened, there was another trade opportunity. Let's break it down. So as you can see, price went up, then price break that low. Price break that low right there with that candle, and then it creates a new low. So it break that low, break structure, and then it creates a new low. And also there was an unfilled FVG gap in that trend leg. So all that was basically saying that, oh, that's an A plus setup. That's an A plus setup based on my backtest, based on my research. Probably what I say they're going to sound like gibberish to you, but yeah, that's what working for me. As you can see, I up 3% on the fucking account. If it wasn't working, you check it. But anyways, yeah, we draw our Fibonacci line from the bottom to the top of the trend leg, and then we enter on the 0.382 level. Let me show y'all. Fuck, we enter a short trade because everything else going down. So we want to follow the higher time frame alignment, right? So we go for a 1-to-1, right? We go for a 1-to-1, which is at that line, and then a 1-to-2 for our second TP. So our first TP is 1-to-1, and our second TP is 1-to-2. I don't know if y'all could hear me right now. You have a little bit of rain going on there. Let me give the rain a little time to relax. Okay, so I think the rain relaxed enough. So when price enters at the 0.382 level, it went up a little bit higher, and then it hits our take profit one, which is that right there, $214. It hit our take profit one. That's the winning trade, right? It hit our take profit one for $214, which was actually $253, but after commission, $7 per lot. That trade was 5.5 lots. That's the amount we end up with, $214, right? So it did our take profit one, it went down lower, it almost hit our take profit two, and then it reversed, right? It didn't hit our stop loss because when it hit our take profit one, my rule is that I put my stop loss to break even to prevent any further losses, right? So we cashing in on our profit basically. So when it hit our take profit one, it almost hit our take profit two, it went back up and it hit the break even, which explains that right there. Profit negative $5.50. After commission, it was like a negative $44. So yeah, that's how today went. I'm going to put the amount of the two trades, like the screenshot from MetaTrader 5, someplace on the screen, so you can see that bitch. But yeah, that's how today go. See you next week. No, see you tomorrow, because every day I drop in a video. So yeah, we there, we locked in.